So you just stuck your hand in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good
30, 45 seconds sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes it's only like a few seconds.
like 12
Today
or 10.
today the lag
slow.
is real.
The lag is lagging.
Yeah, you guys ready? Okay. All right. Here we go, guys.
Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
Joining us now in the studio, we have Roxanne, Barley, and Jamie Key with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Oka, good morning.
It's nice to have you here. All right, well, today we're going to be talking about an event that is coming up on Saturday, and it's the annual walk-in prayer and awareness for the victims and survivors of Indian boarding schools.
Yes, that's correct.
We mentioned it earlier, and I think Janice is the one that said that is a storyline in the series 1923.
Yes, it is.
And that makes it, I think that's spreading awareness a little bit more to people who may have been wondering if that was just a fictitious part of that storyline, but it's reality.
It is. It is a reality that a lot of Native Americans have always known. We've dealt with it with our family, generational trauma. They talk about it. Sometimes they don't talk about it, and we have to wonder, what happened, what really happened inside these schools. And when, 3 years ago, when the first 250 remains that were found, that's what kind of like struck the entire world as far as this is a reality. This really happened. And so for a lot of us Indigenous people, we felt finally, our voice is going to be heard. Our voices are being heard. And that's why we have to, move on with the momentum and keep it going and let people know that, yes, we do. We are still here. Indigenous people are still here.
Well, let's talk about this event on Saturday. Where will it be taking place?
We are going to be meeting at the Crescent Center on 24th Street and 4th Avenue. That's usually our meeting spot. And we have it there because we will walk a total of 2.15 miles. So that's in relation to the first 215 remains that were found.
Okay.
So there's a reason why we walk that distance.
Okay.
And I know it's going to be hot. We've endured it. Like I said, it's going to be our third time doing it. But what we carry, what we walk on this journey, is that we remember the stories that were told, and it's nothing compared to what we're going to have to endure during that walk.
Right.
Definitely.
So yes, it's very powerful. It's spiritual. It's moving. It's moving, and we, like I said, we do it for a reason.
And you will be walking again 2.15 miles.
Yes, and that's from 24th Street all the way down to Yuma Heritage Library.
Okay, you'll head north down 4th Avenue.
Yes.
And on the sidewalks.
Yes.
Okay.
And now that you mentioned that, our biggest concern for that too is for the city of Yuma just to be understanding, open-minded, courteous, respectful, because we will be crossing 24th Street in the crosswalk, 16th Street and 8th Street.
Okay.
16th Street is a really big issue for us because of big traffic.
It's a big intersection.
Yes, it is.
Intersection.
It is. But we do have some cross guards, volunteer cross guards that we're going to have safety first, have their vests on, and have signs explaining why we're walking. Please be patient, and understanding that there's a reason why we do this.
Okay, and because this is the third time you've done it, have you received any pushback, or have you had people when you are walking the last couple of years that have been a problem?
Unfortunately, yes. Yes, we have. Unfortunately, when we had our second rally for murdered missing Indigenous women and relatives, someone had actually come by and thrown a cup of water at my sister. And she's disabled. We go out there to protect ourselves and protect our people and let them know that this is what we're dealing with. And
you know what? I hope that doesn't.
It's not going to stop us.
I'm glad it doesn't stop you, but that is not our Yuma community.
That's not acceptable.
That is not acceptable. That is, as humans, we do not condone that behavior at all. I mean, we are fortunate enough to have, your communities right here with us. You guys have been in our communities forever.
Yes.
Way before us.
Way before us. And so it's important that we recognize you for what you're doing. Again, I had no idea about the history with the boarding schools. I had no idea, and so that's why you guys do what you do.
Yes.
To bring awareness to what your people have endured, and it's our history, folks. It's our history, and it's important that we know.
It's an ugly truth. It's an ugly history, but you know what? As Indigenous people, we've lived with it.
Mhm.
You know, we've grown with this, and we've adapted to it, and to the point to where right now it's 2023.
Mhm.
It's time to rise up. It's time for our people to rise up and take a stance, and that's why you know, last year they created the slogan of "We are still here," because the whole purpose of these Indian residential boarding schools was to assimilate and create a genocide within the indigenous people. It was their full intention to kill the Indian and to save the man. And that was from, I have his name right here. And, you know, it's all still new for me because I didn't go to a public school. I went to a private school, and I didn't learn anything about this either. So to be able to learn it and share it with my fellow humans and my fellow, you know, my other communities is a learning experience for all of us. But this is, he was a Captain Richard Pratt, and that was his slogan: was to kill the Indian and save the man. So we wear orange because of an Indian residential school survivor. Her name is Phyllis Webstead, and she remembers her first day of going to residential boarding school. She had an orange shirt, and when she got there, they tore the orange shirt off her, cut her hair, and punished her for speaking her own native language. It's the truth. You know, you hear so many atrocities that happen within, you know, inside these schools. So that's why we create a platform for people that can come forward and speak about it.
You want the reality of these stories to stay alive.
Yes,
Definitely.
So it doesn't happen again. And again, the fact that these were children
yes,
that were attending school.
children that were taken from their families,
Yeah.
forcibly taken from their families. And we have families that you know, that have camped out there at the boarding schools in their teepees, you know, back in that time. And these people would tell them that, you know, your child is dead, or they're not here no more, and they won't give the remains back. And that's what we're fighting for today. Centuries later, we're still fighting for those remains. They just barely found them, and only some.
The 215 they just found.
They just found right now. Actually, it's over 10,000. 10,000
Just a few weeks ago, there was 80 in
in Nebraska.
Nebraska that they just found.
Oh my goodness.
It is. It's a horrifying truth, but we as Indigenous people, we live with it. We carry it with us, and you know, we remember. But it also makes us strong.
Definitely.
It makes us strong and makes us resilient, and that's why Intertribal Warriors United, we've come up with the slogan of our own for war. I'm sorry, I got nervous.
It's okay.
R for recognize. Recognize that we are still here. We are Indigenous people. We're still here in the United States. Oh, observe that we still practice our culture. We still practice our heritage. We still speak our language. Observe that. Acknowledge. Acknowledge our truth. Acknowledge our history. Acknowledge our Indigenous issues. And R for respect. Respect who we are as individuals.
Most definitely.
You know, of these tribes. Respect us. And understand that we carry on our traditions. We have boys with long hair. We still speak our language. May not be fluent sometimes, but you know what? We still speak
But
it.
seeing more and more now, it's watching. I mean, in our community, we are very fortunate that we have a front row seat to that. I mean, and even with what Jennifer and I do, I can remember when we first started how they were just beginning the classes to get people back into their language and everything. And so to hear you speak when you came in, I thought it was so awesome because that is something even just a few years ago we weren't hearing, but now it's becoming more and more prevalent, which is so awesome.
And that's what we want to create. We want to create that resilience. We want to create that pride. We want to be able to have our people to come out and say, yes, I'm Native American and I'm still here. Recognize that we are still here.
I have been able to watch kind of Roxanne's journey over the last several years with what she's really been doing, especially with the, you know, with this organization and speaking up on behalf of her people and taking pride in so much of what she's doing. That's why when I saw her sharing, we shared the flyers in the post before about the gatherings, and then the newest one for the event coming up on Saturday. And I knew that you'd be a wonderful spokesperson to come in and share that information with the community.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Saturday, it'll be your opportunity. 5:30 is the meetup time at the Crescent Center.
Actually, you know what? Because of the weather this week, we're going to go ahead and stick with the time on the flyer, which says at 6:30.
6:30?
6:30 is
Okay.
perfect. And honestly, I'm out in the evenings. Once 7 o'clock hits, it's bearable. It's
Yes.
not as bad, but do hydrate. We encourage you guys to
Yes,
hydrate.
Stretch, hydrate, because I've experienced cramping myself on these walks, and you know what? It's
It's not
nothing.
fun. Yeah.
It's nothing compared to what my ancestors endured.
And
So
and
we push
it's
forward.
open to the whole community.
Exactly. Yes, we have no discrimination here. It is open up to the public.
Come out and show
Yes.
your support.
Yes, please. Yuma businesses, if you're out there on 4th Avenue between 24th, to the Heritage Library, if you want to show your support, please, hang orange balloons or orange signs,
Yeah.
so inspirational quotes to keep us going, because we do get some people that go by and extend the middle finger, and then, they yell profanities, but it's not going to deter us. It's not going to stop
No,
us. We
good.
are going forward.
Do better, Yuma.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are better than
Well,
that.
Jamie, what you've got, is that the flyer for the route that you have in front of you?
Yes. This one is a map behind the flyer that shows where we'll be walking. And I know, like Roxanne said, due to the heat, if you can't do the long walk, all the way from 24th to the Heritage Library, we do have a halfway point, which is catty corner to the AM/PM on 14th Avenue.
Okay.
Throughout the walk, we will be having water stations. So that way, everybody stays hydrated.
And we have a lot of volunteers that come out and help us and pass out water. We have trash cans, put the water in. So we're very respectful to our community as well. We clean up after ourselves. We take care of, make sure that everybody is safe. We want to create that safe environment. That's our initial go-to.
Well, when the walk ends, is there a culmination with the speeches or anything that take place down at the Heritage Library?
Oh yes, we have it open for bird singers, bird dancers. They come out here. They want to come out and sing and dance. They're more than welcome to, because it's an honor and dedication to the ones that haven't been able to come home yet. And I know some people might say, it happened a long time ago, but you know what? It doesn't matter.
That
It
doesn't
happened.
doesn't ease
That's
the pain.
point, that it happened, and that's the awareness that we want to bring. We are going to have some merchandise for sale out there. I got a couple of stickers with our logo, Roar. I had a friend of mine create the artwork, which
beautiful.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Give that friend a shout out if they want
Was
one.
it?
If they want one.
Danny Fever. Girl. And then we also created small stickers as well. 215 Indigenous children. We found you.
Oh, I love that.
So,
Is there a way for the community to follow along with what you guys are doing?
yes, we have a Facebook page called Intertribal Warriors United. Like I said, it is open to everybody. You do not have to be Indigenous to be part of the group. As long as you feel it in your heart to fight with us for our Native rights, please join us. Help us, get the word across, because there's still a lot of things that we deal with as Indigenous people, as far as murder, missing Indigenous women, relatives. Recently, Arizona was discovered to have, that they're actually taking people, relatives from the reservations, putting them in these unlicensed halfway houses, and they go missing.
Right.
So that
Large
was something that was
numbers,
exposed.
especially in the Metro Phoenix area.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and we actually participated in that march from
Did
the
you?
state capitol. Yes, I did.
Wow.
We did. Cocopah tribe was represented. Intertribal Warriors United was represented. We were there. So
Well-
we do a lot of things with different. We like to collaborate with a lot of different groups out there, especially with Abolition of Yuma County. Those girls are wonderful. They're amazing, and they've been there with us since the beginning. They helped us with Indigenous Peoples Day. That's another thing that we want to mention. We have some shirts for sale, which I'm wearing right now, and it has
Intertribal Warriors Unite has the logo on the front. Every child matters.
yes,
Walk in prayer and awareness
2023.
All right.
And
Now-
the proceeds from these, they do, we are planning an event in October for Indigenous People Day. So most of the proceeds are going to be going to that event. And again, it is open to the public as well.
Perfect. And please let us know in advance of that too. We'd love to
Yes,
have you on again, just
most
to spread
definitely.
awareness again, so the community knows what's taking place, and if someone might want to get involved, that they absolutely do so.
Yes, thank you. That you open up the platform for us, and we're taking advantage, and we're very grateful. very, very grateful for being here on the radio and for everybody listening. Thank you, Yuma.
You're doing great things. Thank
Yes.
you so much, you and your organization too. All right.
Again, this Saturday.
Yes, this Saturday, 24th Street, 4th Avenue, Crescent Center. We will have, you'll see us, we'll be in bright orange.
Bright orange, 6:30
Bright
6:30 in the
orange.
evening. Perfect.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jennifer.
We are going to take our Village and Pizza Parlor selfie out in the courtyard. We'll be back with Ryan and Miriam from Yuma